Hey guys, Brandon Sweeney here from the Steel Regime. I want to thank you guys for listening to another episode. Can you believe we are already at the halfway point of training camp? And that's what this show is going to be about this episode. Just a halfway point breakdown of what we've seen so far at training camp. And typically what we should be talking about to start this show off is guys that are on the field. But we're going to kick it off by a couple guys who have not been on the field yet, starting with running back Le'Veon Bell, who is not reported to camp. He is in a holdout situation. As a lot of people expected, he was not going to report to training camp. He has yet to sign that $12.1 million franchise tender. Head coach Mike Tomlin says there are some consequences for him not reporting to training camp and trying to get better with the team at Saint Vincent College. So we'll see what those are. We'll see when Le'Veon will report. Some expect maybe at the halfway point through the preseason or maybe even days before the regular season kicks off. So we'll see exactly what happens there. We'll see what those consequences are. And then the second guy, I think everyone wishes he was on the field, but wide receiver Martavis Bryant has not been able to be reinstated from the National Football League, still serving that 1-year suspension from the National Football League. He's waiting to be fully reinstated. He was conditionally reinstated, if you remember, during the spring. He was able to practice with the team, but has not been able to practice with the team during training camp. He can take part in meetings. He's been able to do some work on the sides while the team is practicing, but he is not unable to put on the pads and practice with the entire team until the league can hand out that decision. And everyone is expecting it, hopefully, being this week. We will see what happens there. Kicking us off to a few more guys who have been on the sidelines, but not because of situations like that, because of injuries. It is that time of year where guys are going to get dinged up. Although this list is growing, I don't think it's as bad as some other teams around the league, like the Baltimore Ravens, for example, who have lost so many people for the season. This list consists of quarterback Landry Jones with that abdominal strain, rookie running back James Conner with the shoulder, Artie Burns with the knee injury he suffered on Friday, Cameron Sutton, who has been out since the second day of training camp, Senquez Golson, Mike Matthews, Mike Mitchell, Ryan Shazier with a hamstring, Keon Adams, and DeMarcus Ayers. So, as I said, the injury list is growing quite a bit, but some other teams in the National Football League have it a lot worse at this point. I think the Steelers would definitely take this any time as compared to what the Miami Dolphins or the Baltimore Ravens are suffering through right now, as they've had a very bad way to start the season. So starting with talking about the guys who are on the field, I'm going to take a look at the 3 stars who I think were the three guys who have had a great first half of camp, and hopefully that continues to the second half of camp here. So my number 3 star was rookie wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster. He was my number 3 star because he's really one of the only draft picks that we've really gotten to see an extended period of time of, besides maybe TJ Watt, who also is having a very good camp. But Juju, he did get shaken up a little bit at the beginning of camp, but he has came back, shows that he can be a good blocker, can play on the inside or outside, has made some really good catches from Josh Dobbs and Ben Roethlisberger, and I think he is growing. Hines Ward, who came back to Saint Vincent this summer to be a coaching intern with the Steelers, he has been in Juju Smith-Schuster's ear, so I think that's going to only help Mr. Schuster there. Number 2, Artie Burns, who I said is suffering from a knee injury right now. It's not expected to be serious or anything like that, but he has had a very impressive camp as well. All eyes have been on Artie Burns to see that year-to-year growth. Last year he was the first-round pick. How is he going to mature into this year? He has been covering AB almost every time he's been on the field, following AB no matter where he goes, and he's been holding up strong. And my number 1, and I think it might be everyone's number 1 guy, is Tyler Matakevich, Dirty Red, as they call him on the team. He's been having a very good camp as well. He's been backing up both inside linebackers, Vince Williams and Ryan Shazier on the inside there, which is very impressive. He's been stepping in the middle of gaps. He's been dropping guys for a loss of yards. He's really having a good camp all around. Even in coverage, he's even shined in some coverage situations, which a lot of people expected that not to be the case with Tyler Matakevich. But we'll see how that continues to go. And then some honorable mentions. I think Justin Hunter is the first guy. A lot of people probably would have put him in the top 3 there. But Justin Hunter is a guy that was a second-round pick, I think 34th overall, like 4 or 5 years ago. He's a seasoned veteran, so he should have a good camp. But he is passing expectations, I think, at this point. T.J. Watt, as I said before, running back Terrell Watson, just for what he did Sunday at Family Fest, 3 straight touchdowns on the goal line. Head coach Mike Tomlin gave him the nickname Nightmare, obviously because of his college where he went to was the same college as the Nigerian Nightmare, Christian Okoye. And my last honorable mention is Anthony Chicklow, who seems to be really having a good camp, really for the second year in a row. He shined last year, really didn't come over to the season, so hopefully that can take over and go into the season as this year. So, yeah, that is really what we're looking at right now. And these are the guys that I think have had a really good camp. Some of the guys that we've yet to see, James Harrison, he's been on a limited basis, not because of injury or anything like that. He's 39 years old. The team is taking him, as they want. They're just babying him, and he doesn't need any extended practice anyway. James Harrison is always fit. He's always ready to go, and you would like to preserve him until later in the season, as we've mentioned before here on the Steel Regime. The first preseason game will be scheduled to kick off August 11th at 7:30 p.m. against the New York Giants. It will be in New York, so get ready for that. And I think quarterback Josh Dobbs is set to get the start there, as quarterback Landry Jones has been dealing with that abdominal strain. So look for Dobbs to get the start. He's a guy that has been progressing, it seems, day by day at camp. Sometimes passes really do seem to sail when he throws the ball, but he seems to be getting better every day. Quick guy. I think a lot of people are going to like when he tucks the ball and runs with it. And really be pushing for him to take the second string job. I don't think that will happen this year. I think Landry Jones will hold on to the second string job as long as his abdominal strain, heals and then there isn't no extended period of time that he's going to be missing. But that's really all we got to talk about today, guys. I want to thank you for listening to another episode of The Steel Regime, where we will be back with a new series that I am going to call The Long Road to the Final 53. I think you guys will really like that and learn a little bit more about the guys that are on the bubble, but perhaps will get a chance to make the team. So make sure you look out for those. Also, get in touch with us on social media. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter at The Steel Regime. And also, of course, subscribe to us here on YouTube. I want to thank you guys for listening to The Steel Regime. Have a great day and go Steelers.
You guys that have been here, that's how we do it. We pick each other up, offense, defense, special teams. Young guys that just got here, that's how we do it. Sir, we pick each other up. We play football like we're Steelers, like we are a team. Sir. We're a team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team.